तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा जनाः. Namaskar to all the devotees. In the last class, we have discussed about Sri Ramakrishna is guiding Narendranath, Swami Vivekananda. So what he is telling, he is asking, he was guiding him how to handle the situation when situation occurs, somebody abuses you, how to behave in this world. Giving example. So when Sri Ramakrishna asked, suppose somebody abuses you, what will you do? Then Narendra was telling, no, what, just I consider the dogs are barking. He said, no, don't go that much extent. Should not go that extent. So every creature, everything, everybody is a manifestation of God Himself. You have to consider them as God. But here is a very interesting thing, very important thing to note. Apparently it appears like this, something is a very simple statement. But a deep philosophy is there behind this. The whole dharma is there. The dharma is hidden in this. See, Sri Ramakrishna is telling to Naren, see, you have to accept the reality. If you see when the conflicts comes, suppose person to person, human being to another human being, why these conflicts come? The whole philosophy, Indian philosophy, especially Indian dharma, this Sanatana dharma, founded on one reality, that is absolute reality, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Shankara says, what? Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparat. That statement is hidden in this Sri Ramakrishna's narration about that story he tells when in Gurukula, one boy, the teacher was giving a Upadesha. So every creature, every being is manifestation of God. You should consider God is reside in every being. Then what he was doing? Then the student, disciple of that guru, he thought that yes, God is there everywhere. Suddenly one mad elephant was approaching. Then Mahavut was sitting. That story we have already narrated in the previous class. There you have to understand, see, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, only this, if you carefully analyze his statement, this boy, he was taken only Brahma Satya and Jagan Mithya. But he has forgotten Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. There, especially Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara, that statement should be understood based on temporal reality, transactional reality, and from absolute reality. You have to understand. Whole universe, whole creation is emerged from that Brahman, but different manifestations. That we have to understand. There cannot be same, and it differs in manifestation. So that is why this here Sri Ramakrishna is telling, when conflict comes, why? Because generally, most of the devotees, see, we are all, not devotees, general public talk. Only good people only suffer. We heard many times, so many good things he has done, but only good people are suffering. So much of crime he is doing, he is enjoying. We think like that. General statement. See, when this type of thought comes, why this type of thought is coming? Why we don't have any faith? Only God, good people are suffering. We are not able to understand. When you see God separate from the world, when you try to see God is separate and I am separate, then only conflict comes. When God is within us, even if good or bad, this is only relative thing. Absolute reality is something. And see, absolute reality, you have to realize that yes, everything is God manifestation only. But why this difference? Why the difference? When you see God is separate, I am separate, then difference comes. When you accept that God is manifest everywhere, then manifestation differs. So this world, that's why whole theory of Sanatana based on karma. Based on karma. Depends upon your karma, then you enjoy the fruit of the karma. That is what our Shastra says. Here Sri Ramakrishna guiding Swami Vivekananda. See, Swami Vivekananda is preparing to preach that highest Vedanta to the West. Sri Ramakrishna transformed him to Vedantin. You are the Brahma Samaj member. Then if you take up only as Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, when you take up only that much only, then everything, whatever happens in the world, just all Mithya. These are all Maya. Okay, need not worry. It will come like this. Because he has to preach to the whole world. The inclusiveness. So Sri Ramakrishna is training him, don't go to that extent. Don't consider people who overcome, somebody bars, somebody abuses. Don't then something, because when somebody abuses me, somebody criticizes me, then immediately we get conflict. Immediately we reject. That means, it is not my test. Then we criticize him, we react for that. Yes. Then when you take up God is there within him also, then, so how to live? Sri Ramakrishna is not only, Swami Vivekananda is an agent. Actually, this statement applies to every one of us. So what is dharma? Generally, recent trend is there. What is Hinduism? It's a way of life, they say. It is casually people are go on telling it is a way of life. It is not just a way of life. Dharma is different from religion. Dharma cannot be translated as religion. You don't have, in English there is no synonymous word, no exact word for dharma. Dharma is, what is dharma? You have to accept the reality. First, you have to accept the reality. There is a good and bad in this world. That good and bad are also relative things. You do live accordingly in tune with the reality, apparent reality, using your intellect, using your buddhi. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in 2nd chapter, Buddhi yukto jahadiha ube sukhata dushkrite tasmad yoga yujjasu yoga karma sukoshalam. What does it mean? You have to live so efficiently. It is not efficiently or not only outside. You won't be efficient. Efficiently you have to work. You have to work. You execute all your actions, taking consideration everything. At the same time, how that efficiency should give result. Your efficiency outside world okay. Where is the efficiency? That efficiency should give peace within you. The peace should come. You should get peace within you. So if you consider, suppose if you do, you are efficient in this world, you are efficient in your field of action, but you are agitated with somebody criticizes. When you get agitated with somebody criticizes, somebody abuses, then where is the question of efficiency? Then there is no question of yoga. So that yoga, Sri Ramakrishna says, it is called dharma. The whole universe is standing as that dharma. So how to translate this? Just a religion. It is not a belief. See, there is one beautiful sentence. Swami Ranganathan used to quote in every lecture from Thomas Huxley. Just I will read out. See, whatever you believe, it should be true. So Ranganathan says, he has quoted in one of his lectures from Thomas Huxley. He was a collaborator of Darwin's theory. I will just read out. The longer I live, the more obvious it is to me that the most sacred act of a man's life is to say and feel, I believe such and such to be true. All the greatest rewards and all the heaviest penalties of existence cling about that act. Huxley says that the most sacred act of man's life is to be able to say and feel that what I believe is true. Not just believe. It is not enough to say I believe something, but say what I believe is true. What does it mean? First you have to investigate and make it that what you believe should become for you true. When you start investigating, then it will come whether it is true, you will accept it. If it is prove it is false, then you will reject it. So this 4,000 years, the same idea given by 4,000 years ago, thousands of years ago, the same question asked by Ushastha to Yajnavalkya in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So whatever you believe, that is believe is not dharma. What you believe, that is not considered as dharma. Dharma is a very scientific idea it is. All other beliefs are only concept. God itself is, you believe in particular God itself is a concept. Then in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad itself says, if you start looking outside, the concept of God will be demolished. There is no God at all. If you try to find God outside, that there is no God, there is no existence of God. This is not my statement. It is an Upanishad statement. You try to find out that God within yourself. When you start within yourself, then you go on investigate within yourself. That is why in the Charitable Upanishad says, what he says, Tad vijgnasasva, tad brahma vijgnasasva, tapo brahmeti, tapasas tapva. So that Brahma should be investigated. You have to keep on investigating. By what? Through tapasa. Through tapas. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna, this is the way, the establishment dharma. How to live in this world. So jivo brahma eva naparaha means, so the Brahma Satya, Brahma is alone is true. Mithya, this is apparent reality. And jiva is none other than Brahman. But the manifestation differs. So then you should live accordingly. That means suppose something happens, in this apparent world, this Laukika, there are so many things happens. So, okay, I am a sadhu, I am a devotee, I should not react to anything. That means you are not in reality. You are not accepting the reality of the world. That is what Sri Krishna also says. Why he is asking Sri Krishna to Arjuna to fight? So accept the reality, present reality. Then you try to do, if you work for that, if you purify yourself by your action, then you will understand the highest reality. Then you will realize. You have to experience that one. So fight. That is the reason why India got degraded. When that is why Swamiji says, in one of his lectures, later Buddhism, when Buddhism came, the greatest blunder, political blunder by Buddhists, he said, Swamiji said. They started giving sannyasa to everyone. Okay, this is the real. Okay, Buddha realized highest knowledge, he got it. But yes, that reality is with our joy. Indiscriminately, people are taking life of renunciation because they are not prepared. Because the whole creation is made up of 3 gunas. What are those gunas? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Then if you want to experience that highest reality, first you should become sattvic. But the very nature, your very nature is rajasic. Then rajasic, in this rajasic nature, you forcibly, artificially, you try to suppress your rajasic attitude. What will happen? Degradation starts. That is how, what happened? Those who are not deserved to take the life of renunciation, then it was easy for them invaders to come. That is why who can speak about ahimsa? Everybody talks about ahimsa. You should not non-violent. Non-violent only man of strength only can speak about ahimsa. The person not strong enough, you should not speak about ahimsa. Who can speak ahimsa? Should be read first. How that's why in the very next story, yesterday Sri Ramakrishna is telling about that snake and the brahmachari. Don't bite, but hiss. That means people should know that you can react it. You should show your strength. So that is how you have to live in the society. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling to Narendra. Because Swami Vivekananda is going to teach the highest Vedanta to the West. He has to face so many things, so many criticisms, so much of abuse. He had to face. So Sri Ramakrishna is preparing him. It is not only preparing him, he is giving advice to us. What a wonderful teaching you see here. The how to live in dharmic life. This is how. Dharmic life means you have to understand the situation, understand the reality. This is the world. Reality, this world will be like this only. So I could be okay. You are talking. See our nation non-violent. Okay, you got the freedom from non-violence. This is good. It doesn't mean that somebody comes and abuses something. Somebody comes and hits you. Go away. Okay, like beat. It will not work like this. World will not work like this. You have to face it. You have to protect it. You have to defensive mood. You should not go for offensive mood. At least you should defend your family, defend yourself. Suppose you don't defend yourself, then it will be impediment for your spiritual growth. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling here. So how to defend? That means it doesn't mean at the same time Sri Ramakrishna is telling, yes, okay, God is manifesting in every being, but be careful. You have to use your buddhi. That's why Shri Krishna's same word is telling, buddhi yukta jahati ube sukata dushkrite. Use your buddhi. Tasmad yoga yujjasya yoga karma sakoshalam. You have to be very efficient, careful. Kaushalam. Kaushalam, why the word? How the word kaushalam came? Kaushalam word is the word came from kusha grass. See, when the particular season for darba they use for puja, what we are doing, the pavitra, what is called, to pluck that grass, it is not very easy. Suppose if you try to pluck as you like, then it will cut your hand. So while cutting the grass, you should be very careful. You should cut, otherwise your hands will cut. Blood will ooze. So carefully you have to cut that grass. That is how that word came, kushala. Kaushala came by cutting the grass. So so carefully you have to live accordingly carefully in the life. That is how the word kaushala, the efficiency came, that word. So in life also, in our day-to-day life also, be efficient, be careful. There are so many good people, bad people. Sukrite dushkrite. Good thing and bad thing, both will be there. You should be very careful. So how to be careful? Sharpen your intellect. Use your buddhi. That is what Sri Ramakrishna. See, that simple statement, such a wonderful, lofty ideas. How that establishment of dharma is how. See, there are so many certain philosophies, certain ideas may apply for a particular age. After some years it will disappear. It will not be valid. But these great lofty ideas, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, the Sri Ramakrishna statement, these things, as long as the mankind lives, it will go on. It will never become invalid. These things, even after thousands of years, these words, these upadeshas will be valid. So, live accordingly. This is called dharma. Here now, Sri Ramakrishna is not telling about what you believe. You should believe like this. You should believe in God. He is not telling like this. He is giving the idea how to go in the path of dharma. And he is telling what is reality. What is absolute reality? Brahma, Satya, Jagan, Mithya. God alone is free. Right from the beginning of the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, his gospel, right from beginning to end, you will see God alone is true. All else is untrue. Apparently, true. That's all. It will be there now. After some time, it will not be there. That reality you have to realize. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. He is not asking you to. That is why here same statement. Thomas Huxley, what he is telling. Whatever I believe, it should be true. Whatever I believe, suppose I believe in God, you have to start investigate. Yes, God exists. Suppose Sri Ramakrishna did same thing. Sri Ramakrishna all the way he came to Kamarpur to Jairam, Dakshineshwar, and he was doing puja. He was not like any other ordinary pujari. He was started questioning. I am doing puja. Is it true? Everything. See, suppose even for going to school, why should I go to school? Everything, the questioning mind. That we have lost that tradition. This was the tradition practiced in the age of in the Upanishad days. So Sri Ramakrishna exactly what the traditional Vedic period, they started doing research. They started investigating the reality, truth. So Sri Ramakrishna did say exactly the same thing. Without going to regular school. What he came to Sri Dakshineshwar and daily was doing puja. Because now he started doing puja, his worship is completely extraordinary. He will go on weeping. Whether I am doing puja to this mother only image of stone or really mother exists. Start questioning. So keep on questioning. Then it became intense. So then he realized this is the same thing what in Taittiriya Upanishad. Bhrugurvair Aroni Mupapsara, the disciple goes to the Aroni, the Guru, and he is asked, please teach me the Brahman. Then he says, tapo brahmeti tapasas tapva. Tapo brahma jnasasva. So go and do tapas. What is the tapas? Tapas means not going closing word and standing on one leg. That is not tapas. Go investigation. Go and search inside. Go. First he thought annam brahmeti. He thought annam is Brahman. Then slow further you go. And after comes, so I now came to know that annam is Brahman. Food is Brahman. Then he says, tapo brahmeti. Again he says, go. Further you go investigate. Do tapas. Then he goes, then prana comes. Then he goes to pranam brahmeti, he says. Then again that Guru says, alright, Pram, no understood, that's okay, alright, that is also true. But further you go, tapas, find out. That is how that Upanishad, those days Upanishads, they did research. What is reality of this creation? That's exactly Sri Ramakrishna, same thing he did in his life. In different way. So when he saw worshipping, am I doing worshipping Divine Mother only is to stone image? Or really Mother is Chinmayi or Mrunmayi? Is man made up of material? Or really Mother is really Chaitanya, full of consciousness? Go on inquiry, doing sadhana, going inside. So then realize. So after realizing all these things, what is reality? This is the reality. Understand the reality of the world and turn inside. Then realize it. That is what Ramakrishna. So next, in last class, whatever he was giving, he was guiding Narendra. Then next you go. So in this creation, in this creation of God, there is variety of things. Men, animals, trees, plants. Among the animals, some are good, some bad. That is what just now we have discussed. There are ferocious animals like the tiger. Some trees bear fruit, sweet as nectar. And others bear fruit that is poisonous. Likewise, among human beings, there are the good and the wicked, the holy and the unholy. There are some who are devoted to God and others who are attached to the world. Men may be divided into 4 classes. So, in this world, good and bad will be there, holy, unholy will be there. Some are devoted to God, some are and others are attached to the world. Like this variety, it is always obvious. So, among men may be divided into 4 classes. those bound by the fetters of the world, the seekers after liberation, the liberated, and the ever free. There are 4 categories of people. So 4 categories of people who are the Baddha, Sadhakas, Jivan Muktas, and then Ishvara Kotis, Avatar. Completely, absolutely, they are free. There is 4 types of people. The Baddha Jivis, you know. Baddha Jivis means they know this world is real. But it will take some time to realize, because they have to work out their karmas. After many births, after so many births, they will understand. Then they will come to the level of sadhakas and then get liberated. So, Baddha Jivas, what are these Baddha Jivas? In Mahabharata, Yudhishthira was asked by Yaksha, what is reality? What is most wondrous thing in this world? Please tell me the most wondrous thing in this world. Then he says, Ahani ahani bhothani gacchanti mamandiram shesha stiratma vichanti kim ascharyamatah param. Every day and night the jivas are going to Yamamandira, the abode of death. But some people still they think, they go on planning, I will do this, I will do that. They think that this world is permanent, as if they are not going to die. Is there anything more wonder than this? But Yudhishthira answers. So this is the only thing. Ahani ahani bhothani gacchanti mamandiram. Every day we think, we see in day-to-day life. Oh, somebody dies. Some very close people will die. We feel bad. Then next we forget. Don't know, we never understand. We never feel that one day we are also going to die. So then people go on planning. Then when the question comes, see, in this life, is the world, okay, we know, we understand. People will, every day, we all know, theoretically we know, and of course practically also we know, one day we are going to die, but we forget. Then we plan so many things. Then is it wrong to plan something for tomorrow? Then question comes. See, here Sri Ramakrishna or Mahabharata, what our Shastra says, it doesn't mean you should not plan. Don't plan for your own thing, for your own self, your own tiny self. Plan your actions. You should plan your life for your future. To plan your life in future, you should be able to realize God. That is the idea behind this. He is not telling that you should not plan. You should not plan anything. Plan for yourself. So, your nation, as a country, you are the citizen of this nation. The nation should have plan for future generation. You should plan to protect the environment. So all these things are necessary. Not that Mahabharata is against your planning for future. Don't plan for your own self, but tiny self. Don't plan for your limited life. You plan, you perform your actions so that you will become free. Plan for future, you should become free. In future, you should be able to get realization of God. That plan should be there. So accordingly, you live. Accordingly, you perform your action. That is dharma. That is called dharma. Not just belief. So whatever, okay, it's not just belief. Oh, every day I'm doing puja, all those things, and I believe in God. It will not work like that. And behave as I like. And hurt somebody, abuse somebody, and cheat somebody. This is not actual religious life. I should not say religious life, I should say adharmic life, dharmic life. Religious life is something religious, anybody can be religious. Dharma, here he is telling, Baddha Jivas, why the people become Baddha? That means bound souls. Because they don't live, they keep on planning for this tiny because of body-mind complex. Identification with this body and mind complex, they keep on planning as if they are going to live permanently in this body. Those people is considered as Baddha Jivas. So for them, how they want to be free, they have to follow Dharma. What is that Dharma? Whether you believe in God, don't believe, that is not the thing. Even if you are an atheist, but you can be dharmic. But you should not give up. You don't believe in God unless I realize. Okay. But go on. Don't stop the exploration. Don't stop search for God. Search for truth. Whether if you are an atheist, search for truth. Don't stop. Yes, whatever. Even atheist also becomes superstitious. If you call yourself atheist, you will be superstitious. Because you stop there. You are not further, you are not exploring anything. You believe that, sir. Even atheists also no equal to any fanatics of God. Both are same, they are traveling in the same boat. If you really you are an atheist, okay, all right, but atheist, but I don't stop exploring the truth. I don't stop investigation. Then you are a true atheist. Otherwise, you are neither atheist nor the believer. You are nothing, good for nothing. So here, that's why that is how the evolution of this high philosophy developed in this country. Sanatana Dharma, like this only. They started with this. Beginning, yes, whatever I see, material things, objective life, yes, this is true. Whatever I see from my senses, it is true. Then they have started observing. Say, this, whatever I am seeing outside through my senses, it is not, now it is there, after some time it is disappearing. Then started inquiring. They started going. First they thought, there is God, something sitting in the sky. That is how this evolution started. How the evolution of this spirituality, evolution of this dharma, evolution of religious concept developed like this, starting from sensory level. Though those people, those earlier atheists, we have to appreciate them. Not a present atheists. They present atheists only exclusiveness, no inclusiveness. Even if you are atheist, be inclusive. So earlier atheists, they are not exclusive, they are inclusive. They started exploring, doing research inside and inside. And slowly they evolved from sensory level to something beyond, something pure. Behind every object, behind every creation, there is a intelligence. This God is somewhere sitting on the sky, somewhere behind. He is controlling everything. And further, but he is not giving satisfaction. That idea was not giving proper satisfaction. Further, they started doing research. Because as you go towards outside, more and more exploring outside, thinking, investigating outside, the very concept of God is disappearing. Very concept of God will disappear. If you start investigate God outside, the God will be demolished. When you turn yourself inside, then slowly when they saw infinite creation, where to find God outside? Where is he sitting? So when they recent long ago, and I think Neil Armstrong, that who went to space, he went to moon. He landed on the moon. So after returning, so all the way I traveled from Earth to moon, I did not find God, he said. I did not find any God. So like this, they demolished the idea of God. Scientists like that. But in India, they did not do like this. So you go on searching outside, you would never get. Because the very idea of creation is imagination. Yoga Vasishta says. When Vasishta is telling to Rama, he is telling, Rama, whatever you see in this world, whether good, some people are bad. All this you are figment of your imagination, he says. Chiti chamatkara is a chamatkara, is a tricky. It is a play of your mind, he says. Yoga Vasishta says. Then Rama get shocked. What is this? Whatever I am saying, it is an imagination. Yes, he says. He outrightly rejects everything. But even then, everything imagination. If all these things are imagination, whatever I see through my eyes and everything, imagine if he says, no, what is the question of ethics or moral? Why should I live moral life? Then Vasishta says, when you are ethical, when you are moral, and if you are dharmic, that is positive imagination. That positive imagination will give you the reality, and you will get realization of the absolute reality. Through that only you have to travel. It's very beautiful. Certain statements of Vasishta in Yoga Vasishta, it is very shocking. Such a great, wonderful idea gave so thousands of years ago. We are not just ignoring, we are busy with ordinary things. So that is how we have to explore how the evolution of this spirituality, evolution of this religious thought in India has developed. That is Swami Ranganathanji says, even other religions also, so many great saints among in Sufi saints are there, in Christianity. Why those people were very much tortured, they were persecuted? Because those people not able to see those people among their religion also, there is great saints among Sufi saints. Whose saints are there? In Christian saints, Saint Francis of Assisi. They all realized, but they were persecuted. But whereas in India, our people did not persecute. Because we respect him. Whoever realized these are different, Swami Ranganathan in his lecture he was telling, the difference between in other country and in India, we take the words of a person anybody realized, and we have done research on science, on religion, research on any spiritual statement, spiritual Upanishads, and realized he will be respected. People are ready to accept and ready to reject old ideas. But whereas in other country, other religious, they persecuted them. See, it is natural for human mind. It is every human being is natural to know something. It is natural for us. Even from child, you take just born small kid, you see, always curious to know something. That he'll go and he'll jump here and there. Then we will try to control that child, and because in very nature, the curious about to know many things. So if you try to suppress them, if you don't allow them, what will happen? The idea of religion, all idea of God will collapse. The very idea of God, all your spirituality, all your religious beliefs, everything will collapse if you try to suppress. Whatever you believe, you have to do research, search, investigate. That is what Sri Ramakrishna was doing. He did the same thing. So those people who try to suppress, they are called Baddha Jivas. Here, who are those Baddha Jivas? So fetters of the men may be divided into 4 classes. Those bound by the fetters of the world. By fetters of the world. This is how we because what I believe, that is the only thing. I don't want to come out of that. I don't want to come out of that my belief. That are called Baddha Jivas. Even though you believe in God, you cannot consider you are a spiritual man. If you just believe in God, you are bound, you are a Baddha Jiva only. And those who try to find out, seekers. So the second type of people, so some few among the general public, general people, who try to see, I want to know, there is something behind. There is something other than this world. So I want to know. Seekers. The seekers of that. But they should be very careful. So when those seekers should be very careful. Because Maya is so powerful. Attraction is so powerful. Because always mind, our senses go outside. It cheats us. So these senses will cheat us. So we should be very careful. The seekers, those who really want to realize God, those who want to know, so they should go. That's why small plants should be fenced properly. Otherwise, cattle will come and eat away. That is how. Similarly, we ought to those seekers, those are sadhakas, devotees, and what they have to do. We should be very careful. One should be very alert in the path of spirituality. That is why in the Upanishad, Kathopanishad says, Shurasya dara nishitadartya adurkam patastat kavayo danti. So it is like walking on the edge of the razor. Those seekers, those in the path of spirituality, one must be very careful. Here is telling the seekers after liberation. So those seekers of liberation would be very careful and keep on repeating the name of the God. And now and then Sri Ramakrishna is telling to them, those seekers, now and then you would go to holy people, meet holy men. Always you have to be with holy men, with devotees. Satsanga. So satsanga is very much necessary. There is when the same thing in Yoga Vasishtha it comes satsanga. He says, I think not Yoga Vasishtha, I think Tukaram says in one of his Abhangas, Marathi Abhangas, he says, if God comes, suppose I am going, suppose God is there, Paramatma, Vithala is there, and then some sadhus have come. First I will attend to the sadhus, not attend to the God, he says. First I will revere holy men before revering Vithala himself. Why he is telling that much is very much necessary. That much necessary. Because why holy men? Why devotees of God is most important, he is telling, because of them only I am able to see my Vithala, he says. So, as a seeker, as we are all seekers of God, always be with holy men, satsanga. Why? Because otherwise what will happen? If you don't mix with, you go into temple or all those things, then go and mix with worldly people, then slowly you will be dragged into the world. Because our mind is such a thing, my senses always goes outside. We have to protect ourselves. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, satsanga, now and then, suppose you don't get who is good people, who is holy man, very difficult identify. First, if you really seeker, real sincere seeker, the holy men, they themselves will come to you. You need not go and search. They themselves will come to you. They will go in search where my shishya, where my devotee, whom I can tell. They themselves will come. Sri Ramakrishna, he did not go. He did not go to Himalaya. He did not go anywhere. He did not go to any ashrama. All the gurus, so Totapari, Bhairavi Brahmani, all those people, they themselves came to him. Sri Ramakrishna did not ask, Sri Ramakrishna, I want to do Vedanta sadhana. Then he was casually sitting on the bank of Ganga. So at the same time he came, our Totapari came. He happens to be there, he was there. He was sitting there in Totapari. And just opposite to him, Sri Ramakrishna was sitting. Looking at Totapari, it seems to me, this boy is very genuine person. He deserves to know about Vedanta. So then he called that boy. Who called boy means this Sri Ramakrishna. Oh my boy, would you like to learn Vedanta sadhana? Would you like to have this Brahmajnana? Then Sri Ramakrishna is just very childlike. Oh, no, I will go and ask my mother, he said. He thought that mother means generally, in our sense of mother means our biological mother. He did not think. He thought that, okay, this small boy is asking. He went straight away to Dakshineshwar Kali Mandir. And he did not go to his mother, Chandramani Devi. He went to Dakshineshwar Kali Mandir and said, Mother, Tota, the Nangta. He used to use Nangta. Nangta means in Bengali, Nangta means naked one. Because he used to move naked. Thotapri, Naga Sannyasi. Oh, Nangta, bolche, tumi Brahmagyan shikve. Ki korbo, he asked. He's asking mother, Nangta is telling, he's asking me to learn that Brahma Vidya. Shall I learn? He's asking the Divine Mother, Kali. Then mother gave permission. Yes, he has come for you only. See that sincerity to know everything, that sincerity in seeking. When he, with so childlike, he went and asked, mother used to speak. Similarly, if sincerity is there. So first, before seeking holy men, before seeking having satsanga, whether I am deserved to have satsanga, first one should question oneself. We have to question ourselves. How much I deserve to get holy men? Why so many people get cheated? Yes, so many dongi babas are there now. People are so many cheating, so many sadhus, so many babas are cheating. Then afterward there became the big scam, all those things. Why those people are existing? Because as long as fools are there, these cheaters also will exist. When Buddha was there, one woman was a questionable character. So they all abused her. Amrapali, I think, before becoming a disciple of Buddha. Then everybody wanted to throw stone her. Then they started abusing, to remove. She said, banish her. Then Buddha said, see, as long, one word he beautifully says, as long as characterless men exist, the characterless women also exist. It is not only, you don't abuse only women, you have to abuse men also. As long as characterless men exist, the characterless women also exist. So who are you to banish her? Who are you to criticize her? So similarly, why so many things are happening in this world, so many people are cheating us, because we say they are not coming from heaven, they are not dropping from the sky. Same society, they are coming from the same society. So who is giving importance to them? Because when people really seekers are there, really you are seeking God, the genuine sadhu, genuine holy men will come to you. Just like Sri Ramakrishna, when genuineness was there, I want to realize, I want to see Mother, where are you? Are you really existing? Then came slowly Bhairav Brahmana, all those people came and taught him. And Swamiji, he came, how he got Sri Ramakrishna? He would continuously go on asking everybody, have you seen God? Have you seen God? That sincerity was there. Swami Vivekananda was not like ordinary person. He is a very intelligent, very logical person, very rationalistic. I don't think, if you read his life and his teachings, there was none more rationalist than Swami Vivekananda. He was highly rationalistic, highly scientific, and that person. And then, even though he was a rationalistic, he was not just came to conclusion, whatever I read. He did not come to the conclusion. Whatever I read, that is true. He did not stop there. Beginning, if you say, he is almost like atheist. That is why beginning I told you, even though you are an atheist, don't stop there itself. Start doing research. Do work out to know the things. So Swamiji did that. He was almost like an atheist. Then slowly Go on searching. Have you seen God? Have you seen God? Go on inquiring everybody. And finally she came to Sri Ramakrishna. So when sincerity was there, he got best guru. There is none unparalleled with Sri Ramakrishna. He got and realized. Similarly, here, so they're seekers of liberation. One must be very sincerity. That sincere should be the seekers of the liberation. The third category is the liberated, Jivanmuktas. Jivanmuktas, they go to Himalayas, a secluded place, and they will keep themselves away from the society, and they do sadhana and get realized, and they will be, that's their Jivanmuktas. Jivanmuktas, they come after finishing all their karmas, only they take birth to get liberation. The fourth category is ever free. Ever free means Ishvara Kotis and the Avatara Purushas. They are always ever free. Swami Vivekananda, you see, even in spite of such a handsome part, when he went to America, somebody asked, after his Parliament of Religion, after his lecture, he came out, one lady straight away came to Swami Vivekananda. Straight away, Swamiji, I want to marry you. One lady came to Swami Vivekananda, I want to marry you. Then Swamiji very coolly, see, if any ordinary person means what will happen? Then he will be trapped. This Swami Vivekananda, mother, by marrying me, what will get? Then she said, no, if you marry, you will have good son and good child. He also will be very intelligent, wise man like you. Then Swami can beautifully answer, okay, mother, suppose after marriage, and if at all wants to become like me, what you are expecting, how much time it will take? Maybe 25, 27 years. See, so many years you have to wait. Now which should you consider me as your own son? Such is the statement given by Swami Vivekananda. Why to take so much time to have one son like me? Now itself I am your son. This is the personality of ever free. This is Ishvara Koti. That is why Girish Chandra Ghosh, he gave poetically a statement. There are two persons among Sri Ramakrishna's disciples. Of course, there are 5 Ishvara Kotis, all those things are there. Especially great disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, he was telling, Girish Chandra Ghosh. One is Swami Vivekananda, Narendra. And another, one household devotee, Nagamahashaya. So among these two disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, the Divine Mother, Kali, she spread a big net. She wanted to put net upon these two. So first one net she spread over Swami Vivekananda. So see Swami Vivekananda, what he did, he became more, he expanded himself bigger and bigger and bigger. So mother could not, that her net was not sufficient, became sufficient to trap him. He became so big. So that net was not sufficient to bind him. The another net she threw upon Nagamahashaya, great devotee of Swami, householder devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. And what he did, he became so small. Such a so small means, so just even small hole he escaped from there. So he was also not trapped by Divine Mother, by her net of Maya. So these two people are ever free. So even though they are in the midst of the world, midst of the material world, they never be able to caught. They'll be able to caught by this Maya. These people are called ever free, Ishvara Kotis. So that level, yes, it is only for those people liberated free. First, let us try to liberate ourselves. Then automatically, once you will get liberated, once you become one with God, you will come along with Sri Ramakrishna, along with all incarnations. It's not that only reserved for them. There is nothing reservation for one. In spiritual world, there is no reservation. In the external world, outside, so many reservation will be there. It will apply. But in spiritual world, there is no reservation. Only this fellow will get liberation, or this will not get liberation. Not like this. In spiritual world, only your capacity, your sincerity, your devotion only counts. Other things will not count at all here. So if you want to if at all want to become complete, forever free, then be one with Paramatma. Consider this world is also manifested by God. Same reality manifested as this world. So when we understand this is the reality of this world, and this, just like this is, all this, whatever the created world is just like waves in the ocean. Samudra urmir madhumagam udarutupagam shuna samvrtattamanat Maharana says. The whole creation, Samudra urmir madhumagam udarutupagam. Samudra. The word Samudra. Samudra means Sa is he. Actually, word, if you understand the clear meaning of this Samudra, Sa means, in Sanskrit, Sa means he. He, Mudra means seal. Seal is Mudra. Stamp. All these waves, whatever you see, is only stamp of his. That Samudra, that his manifestation. Actual meaning. That is why we call the Samudra, the waves. The waves are the same reality. These waves are a reality of the same substance. That is what we call. That is how the word came. The word Samudra came. His stamp. Whatever you see, whatever existing, all material, whatever you see in this creation, that is the stamp of his God. Stamp of this God. So let us close here. So next topic we'll take up in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.